Whispers beneath the oak, a Druid's spiral. Before the forest was called by any name, and before the stones stood as markers on the land, they walked, the Druids, not as rulers, but as rememberers. They were not a people, but a living tradition, coiled like a serpent around the tree of the world. They did not write, they sang. Their voices curled like mist through glades of oak and ash, weaving memory into leaf and stream. Language was breath, and breath was offering. In the time of golden dawns and silver veils, when Gaia's ley lines pulsed like dragon veins, the Druids would gather at twilight, not to worship, but to commune, with the stones, with the rivers, with the unseen. To them, time was not a line, but a circle within circles, a breathing fractal of sacred rhythm and return. The wheel of the year was not a calendar, it was a cosmic instrument. Each Sabbat a tuning fork struck upon the soul. During Samhain, they walked between the veils, holding vigil at burial mounds, whispering the names of ancestors into the dark, knowing that they echoed back through the stones. At Beltane, they danced the spiral, bodies moving like star systems in joy, leaping over fires to renew the sacred bond between the seed and the soul. Each festival was a note, together forming a scale of soul attunement to Earth's own rising song. Druid rituals were not performances. They were resonant acts designed to tune the land and the people. To speak was to cast a harmonic. To move in a circle was to invoke the turning of the heavens. They used wands of Rowan and staffs of yew, bowls of river-polished quartz, not as tools of power, but as harmonic anchors. Each object a note in Gaia's grid. When they lifted their arms, they did not command the storm. They invited it to remember them. Their temples were not built, they were revealed. Stone circles like Avebury and Callanish were harmonic mirrors, laid across the earth's body as song glyphs. They stood where the stars themselves whispered, where starlight touched stone in precise geometric embrace. Here, the Druids would speak with beings not of form, their chants opening windows to the sidereal realms. These weren't aliens in the modern sense, but allies in the harmonic lattice of being. A Druid's life was simple in structure, vast in purpose. They lived among the tribes, but belonged to the stars. They rose with the sun, gathered herbs at dawn, spoke with the winds at noon. They studied the motion of the moon from hilltops at night. They memorized epics, not to store data, but to encode a vibration. A story, to them, was a spell of memory carried across generations by breath. They walked barefoot often, not from poverty, but because to feel the pulse of Gaia through one's souls was to never forget. Every Druid carries with them a spiral, not just a symbol, but a living awareness that everything returns, that all motion is music, and every soul a chord in a great chorus. Their greatest teaching was not in secrecy, but in silence. To still the self was to open the inner grove. In this grove, they believed, one could hear the tree of all worlds, its roots twining through all planets, its branches lifting into octaves of light. As you hear this now, the spiral stirs. The Druid memory is not behind you. It is within you. You carry that same chord. You walk the same forest, even if it wears a new face. Your breath is still a key, your attention a wand, and your heartbeat the drum that calls the grove home.